So you may have looked at the title of this video and thought, Mr. T, are you on drugs? And the answer to that is only Benadryl. But surely I'm not the only person who's ever thought about this. What would happen if Thrax or Malkarian actually ate you? Would you be able to survive the experience? Well, no, you'd probably be digested by etheric monster stomach juices. So why have I posed this question? Well, basically, I need an excuse to play Minecraft on the main channel again, so that I can plug the playthrough on the second channel. The second episode is finally released. In this one, I destroy 100 villages in the hardcore world. The benefits of doing so were, well, basically nothing, but I would greatly appreciate it if you went over to the second channel and subscribed, something you can do for free, and it can lead to me getting paid more by YouTube, and that's a win-win. So today, I'm going to be building a Minecraft base inside of a behemoth from Dauntless. This was a natural thought that came to my mind when I was exploring building behemoths in Minecraft, like I did in the previous video. I figured if I'm building this big structure, it should be functional in some way. I chose Malkarian for this, mainly because of its shape being rather simple, basically a tube with arms. So wait, if the Venor build took me like 30 hours to build, then how long would this one take me, needing to be 3D as well? Well, this one only took me like 1 hour, because this time I used the feature of the website that lets you build the thing with commands. And then I just used the clone command to copy and paste several layers of the same blocks, and boom, we now have a 3D behemoth in Minecraft. It's not 100% proportionally accurate, but I need something to do in the next video here, huh? So, once I was satisfied with the thickness of our build, it was time to carve out some of the inside so that we could make a base in there. I did try to spare myself some carpal tunnel from the repeated clicking I would have to do, but even with the haste effect, things kind of sucked because as far as I was able to tell, haste only works in survival, so I'd be losing access to the flying around and access to any block from creative mode. I did use this method to dig out the mouth, but the rest of it would just be in creative. With the mouth carved out, I started going lower as the obvious next room for this would be in the stomach. I spent a good amount of time making sure that the staircase down was in an area of Malkarian that would make sense for its throat to be. Because I was trying to be accurate about this, the digging of the tunnels to the next rooms probably took the longest out of anything. I also had to make sure that my starting place for the stomach made sense. Once I found a good area to start, I carved out a decently sized room for it. Then it was time to make a tunnel down to the bowels of Malkarian. This part wasn't quite as far of a walk, and once I made the final room at the end of the pathway, I was pretty much done with the carving phase of the project, and now it was time for decorating. As I was going down Malkarian, I was already making staircases, so I just finished those up. I slabbed over the other parts of the walkway for the stairs, and then I made the rear exit, so to speak. Then I went back into the mouth to start decorating. This would be the main room where you'd be doing most of the crafting, as well as being the bedroom. And I decided that leading from the mouth area into the stomach, I would put an auto storage system, and actually make a working one, even though I was never going to play on this world. This was like 70% of the time I was decorating for, because it meant digging back down to the stomach again. I'm definitely glad I did this in creative, because with this particular design, it took like 1,000 item hoppers or something, which would translate to a few hours of cutting down trees. Surprisingly, placing all of the hoppers only took about 10 minutes though, and I definitely thought it took way longer than that. Once I got all the hoppers placed, I just had to make the sorting system part, which didn't take too long. But unfortunately, I had to break the right side of our Malkarian in order to place the redstone necessary for it to work. And you know what? We don't have to talk about it. After placing the redstone, the chests, and more hoppers, the auto sorter was done. And across from it, I decided to make 2 super smelters, one with regular furnaces and one with blast furnaces. And once I was done with that, I finished up the design in the mouth area. I decided to go with a wall of shulker boxes, which tied into the auto sorter's placement as well. Then it was time for the bowels, and it was here I would make the villager trading hall, having them as far away from where you'd regularly be as possible. I made individual areas for each trader out of shulker boxes for easy storage of excess items. I made a wall of librarians with the other wall housing the other trading professions. And seeing as I didn't have an enchanting table in the mouth, I made an enchanting area about halfway down to the stomach area, with our finishing touches of the Malkarian base being making the mouth look more mouthy and replacing most of the torches that I was using with sea lanterns instead. But once that was done, this build was complete, having a large portion of the functionality that you would need in your Minecraft base. It's a bit bigger than you realistically need your base to be, but there's plenty of room for expansion to make even some farms inside of it. I didn't use the wing area at all, and I'm pretty sure that's a tall enough drop to have a mob farm inside of it. But here is a hopefully satisfying time lapse of me building this thing. And that is going to do it for this one, guys. Thank you for watching. Again, if you want more Minecraft, head over to the second channel to watch the hardcore world. Consider dropping a like for me and subscribing to the channel if you haven't done so already. But I have been Trevor, I go by the Mr. Trails, and I will catch you guys next time.